Hi guys. Thank you very much for your really really interesting chat. Um, you have talked a lot of things. Your video lasts around 25 minutes, right? It was not that length, right? So it's yeah, well, it's easier to talk about something, to talk by myself about some different topics that you have tackled in your video. First of all, RD, it's really sad what you said to us, that the government is thinking in a kind of a censorship on the internet, right? It would be really sad because we are communicating, we are exchanging ideas, and that's really bad, right? If he does that, if Putin does something like that, right? I really don't. I definitely don't agree with that. And well, I have written down some kind of things that you have you have said in your video. Well, I definitely don't agree with that, because how could you communicate with us if they close internet, right? Or they censor some pages. Perhaps they can censor can go to English, right? Because we can exchange ideas, and I don't know. I hope they won't censor these amazing platforms to communicate among us, right? And you have mentioned then in China there is a censorship as well. So I hope that not to happen, right? But let's see what happens. Well, then Patricio, you have mentioned that this is an amazing tool, right? And I didn't catch 100% what you wanted to say. You said that this could be used as, no, it wasn't what you wanted to say. You used the word weapon, but I don't know if that was a mistake. Either if that was a mistake or that was something that you wanted to say, that there are some tools that we can use both for positive things or for negative things, right? So and that definitely happens with internet as well, right? It's a tool, right? It's a tool. So it's like a knife, right? A knife. We can use a knife for positive things, right? We can use a knife to cutting meat, to cutting vegetables, to cook, right? To cooking, and so, or for cooking, right? And a knife has lots of beneficial things that we can have, right? But at the same time, we can use a knife as a weapon as well, right? So that is something that we always have to think about, right? There are lots of tools that have these both these both users, right? and internet is definitely one of those, right? And but they internet have tons of pros, right? It has pros and cons, right? And but they have so many pros. So in one of those is this possibility of communication among us. And you have mentioned, Patricio, as well, that first of all, I want to clarify that one of the cons of this method of replying offline is that the ideas from other people are not that accurate as if we were there online, right? Because when we are there online, we have the opportunity to clarify little misunderstandings, right? Or to understand the other person in a more accurate way, right? But offline, we write some points, but perhaps it's not the most accurate thing that the other person wanted to say, right? That's a con of replying offline. But well, it has another pros as well, right? I have written here that you made a comparison to this situation that RD is telling to us. Um, you have mentioned the dictatorship that exists in Spain as well, lots of years ago. Well, and I have known a little bit about it. Perhaps I haven't deepened that much in that dictatorship, but I have known a little bit about it, perhaps in a shallow way, right? But I have known that there in Spain there were 40 years of dictatorship. The leadership over there was Franco, and the name that he said to him that the name on which he called himself was El Líder. I really don't remember, right? I really don't remember. But I have known a little bit about that really harsh part of Spain's history, right? There was a really huge revolution over there. There was a civil war, right? A civil war, and well, the leaders, the kind of president over there, the dictator was Franco, right? Yeah, I know a little bit about him, right? A little bit, perhaps in a shallow way. I haven't deepened that much, but I know a little bit about it. I have in the past, I have seen some documentaries about it. It was really harsh, and that dictatorship begun before Second World War, and then that dictatorship lasted 40 years, right? It was really long, right? So it's a pity, right? It's really sad to all those things that happened there. It was really long, and in Russia there was a long civil war as well, right? Well, the Soviet Union, it was really long as well. And well, here it's not the purpose here to talk about politics, right, or that controversial things. I really think that we can talk a little bit about controversial things, but well, there are so many standpoints, so the we have to, well, we have to carry on talking, right? We have to carry on talking and not getting stuck and on things that really make us to think that much, right? That much, because if we feel really stuck with a topic, then the purpose of practice, we are not doing the real purpose of practicing English, right? Because, for example, if I raise a topic, for example, too complex, well, it's not. It's better to move to another topic, right? It's better to move to another topic, because, for example, if I said to you, what to you, Patricio, what do you, Erdi, think about 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 something really complex, right? For example, well, I don't know. For example, what do you think about some person that you really don't know? Oh, you will begin to think about that, and you will begin to get stuck, right, in a topic that you really don't know, and that happens a little bit with with topics that are really controversial. That it's difficult to talk in English, and it's more difficult to think in something that you are really not you really don't manage that much, right? That you really don't master that much, right? So it's better to talk about more simple stuff, right? But at the it's we have to look for the point, right? So there are some topics that are too shallow, right? And we will quickly don't have nothing to talk about it, right? But at the other extreme, there at the other side, right? At the other side, if there is something too controversial, something too complex, then it'll be hard to talk in English, because the topic is too complex, right? So I guess that we have to find a kind of equilibrium, right? And well, I want to mention as well that here in Chile, in my country, there was a long dictatorship as well, among between 1973 and 1990, right? 17 years of dictatorship. So there that we know about that, and there were lots in around the 1970s, right? There were lots of dictatorships over here in South America, in Latin America, right? There were really harsh years, right? And this one in Chile lasted until the 1990s, right? And this topic is quite controversial among we Chilean people, right? And so it's not easy to talk about that, right? And well, then you, Patricio, you talked about English grammar, which is easier than Spanish grammar, right? And well, I agree with that. And you have told us that that Russian grammar is hard as well. But obviously, for us as a Spanish speaker, and you are the as a Russian speaker, it's it's not harsh, it's not hard for 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 us, right? It's not hard for us because we have reason with those grammar rules, and we have those grammar rules have gone into us easily, right? Because we have been born with these languages, and it's harder for us English grammar, even being easier, right? Because it's not easy for us, right? But I have realized about that English grammar is easier than Spanish grammar. But the complex thing is that how do you to translate, right? Because we think in Spanish, and then we have to translate some complex things into English, right? But finally, then we realize that they are different structures. That it's in English there are more simple ways to say it, right? And that sounds strange for us, right? That sounds strange for us. And you have mentioned, one of you two have mentioned that they have been learning French. They have learning French once. And who of the two of you said that? Erdi, you said that you have been learning French, and you have mentioned that you have a polyglot friend, right? And well, French is, I have to say that here in my country, they have been teaching French, right? Lots of years ago. When I was a child, I have learned. I have to apologize, guys, if I'm sweating a little bit, because here it's it's extremely hot. Here it's extremely hot because we are in summertime now, right? We are in the summer now, and sorry for that, right? So well, I actually, after this video, I'm going to take off this shirt, right? But the thing is that when I was a child, I learned a little bit of French, right? I learned a little bit of French because that French was in our programs, but then the educational authorities, I guess that they made a big mistake, right? Because they ended, right, teaching French, right? They changed the rules, right? They changed the rules, and nowadays the French language isn't being taught in Chilean schools, right? And I guess that was a kind of mistake, because nowadays there are loads of people who have arrived in Chile from Haiti, right? there are a lot of Haitian people, right? And they speak French, and it's really hard to communicate with them, right? And I remember some words, only some words in French. I'm going to the only word that I know in French are clair de la lune, right, which means the light of the moon. um I only remember a couple of 20 words. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, sept, un, deux. I only know the 10 first numbers. Another word. Madame, monsieur. Um, Another. Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Ça va bien. Ça va bien. Très bien. Yeah, and comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Je m'appelle Marcelo. I remember that the R in French was Marcelo. Je m'appelle Marcelo. Right, so they tended to use the R. You know that in American English is R, in British English is R, the R. Right? That sounds a little bit strange, and in French is right. Different languages, right? Different languages, and actually I have and by off the cuff I know the a part of French anthem, right? Of French anthem, and I think that I can sing that part of the song really well, right? But that doesn't mean if somebody hears me singing that song, they could think, oh, he knows French, right? But the reality is that I don't know French. I know that song, right? I know that piece of song, right? That part of the song, right? But I sing that part, that piece of the French anthem really well, but I'm not able to talk in French, to keep in a dialogue. I want to sing this part of this song. I guess this won't last more than a minute and a half. So I'm going to, because we are talking about this, I want to sing this part of the song. I hope you enjoy it, because I really like it. But it doesn't mean at all that I'm able to talk in French, right? Allons, enfants de la patrie, les jours de gloire est arrivé. Contenons de la tyrannie, le tendant sanglant à l'avant, le tendant sanglant à l'avant. Entendez-vous le campagne se mourir à faire ses soldats? Ils vignent jusqu'à nombre, rengongrent vos fives campagnes. Ô armes citoyens, fermez vos bataillons, marchons, qu'un sang impur avait venantion. Ô armes citoyens, fermez vos bataillons, Marchons, marchons, qu'un son impur, à brève annonciation. Okay, but it's easier, right? It's easier when you learn a song by heart, and then you are used to singing on a regular basis, right? And I sing this song on a regular basis because I like it so much. So sometimes I'm walking on the street, and this song comes into my mind, and I sing it, right? Along song fong down. So it's it's easier, right? But it doesn't mean at all that I'm able to speak French. And I want to congratulate you, Patricio, because you have been teaching English to your children, right? That is amazing, right? And it's not easy how to motivate children, right? Perhaps there was once when I talked about this topic with Christian, right? On Canguro English, right? On a conversation thread. And I was wondering how I could encourage my niece to learn English, right? And I was saying to him, perhaps there could be a kind of Canguro English children, right? For them to interchange ideas, right? And then practice English, right? But the reality is that he said to me that a children's mind doesn't work as us as adults, right? Because they have to be on an English environment, sharing with other children, right? So it's not like us. For example, they are more afraid of ridiculous of the. Let me translate that word. Let me translate the word. Well, they are more ridiculous, right? They are more afraid of ridiculous, right? It's harder for them, right? Their mind is different, right? For example, we as adult, right? As adult people, we are different, right? We don't care about loads of things. And for example, I have to say something. I'm sure that I post loads of videos that anybody what I'm saying. Most people don't care about what I'm saying, right? I guess that that most people don't watch my videos, right? And but I'm not afraid of ridiculous, right? And I'm not afraid of talking about things that people really don't care about, right? And actually I wouldn't recommend people to waste time, to waste too much time listening to me, right? I really rather people to make their own videos, right? No, don't waste time listen to me, right? So well, actually I like you guys to listen to my video, because I'm replying to one of yours, but it's not mandatory, right? Why you should be listening to somebody talking 40 minutes, 30 minutes, right? It's my fault. I shouldn't talk that much, right? Right? I shouldn't talk right much. And in honor to time, I'm going to rush up, right? I'm going to rush up. Erdi, you said to us that you have a polyglot friend. You talk about Maria. I guess that you are talking about a lady from English Challenge, the English Challenge account. I have seen some videos of her, and she. I guess she's an Italian lady, isn't her? Isn't her? And she is amazing. I have listened a little bit to her, and well, and she's amazing. But I'm not sure if you were talking about her, right? Uh, well, today we have technology with is really useful for us, and I would really have decide that I had this opportunity lots of years ago. This technology of communication, right? So nowadays people are so lucky because they know they don't need to go to be to an English speaking country to practice English, right? Because nowadays there is the internet, and it's up to each one to practice English if they want. And well, you have raised another topic. If is there some people more gifted, more talented, or more? It's more easy for some people to learn languages than others. Perhaps I guess that perhaps that happens, but we have to all those people that which are more talented on learning languages, they have to work hard as well, right? So don't never put that barrier on yourself, right? Imagine that you are talented as well, right? And just keep going, right? Just keep going, carry on learning English, keep on learning, right? There is another YouTuber who has that motto, keep on learning, always keep on learning, right? A lady called Marina, right? She's a YouTube, an English teacher as well, and that's her motto. You know that the motto of Kanguro English is stop starting. No, is stop. Stop studying, start communicating. Right? That's the Kanguro English motto. And the motto of this lady, which page is my little English page, is keep on learning, right? She always ends her videos saying this phrase, keep on learning, right? So there are lots of mottos over there in internet that we have to follow, right? We have to follow. They are really wise phrases, right? And well, now I guess that, well, you talked a little bit, Patricio, that you haven't had the opportunity to talk very much. People haven't contact you to on the mentorship program, but I guess that is only have happened only by chance. I'm sure that more people will contact you in the future. And thank you very much for your really interesting chat, guys. I enjoyed it so much, and I wanted to join to your chat offline. And perhaps in the future we can join, right? As I have said, I rather make videos because I like to talk a lot, and I don't want you I don't want to oblige you guys to be silent whilst you are listening to me, right? So by this video you have the opportunity to listen to me if you want, And if you don't want to listen to me, you only can cut. You can say, "Oh, this guy is talking too much. I don't want to listen to him." And you have the opportunity to only stop the video and listen to another video. And by the way, that's why I recommend to you guys. Go and listen. There are internet is plenty of sources to listen to English, right? So go and listen to that. And this time I like to I like if you could listen to me, but it's not mandatory, right? It's not mandatory. You can listen to me only if you want, right? So thank you very much, guys, for your really interesting chat, and congratulations. It was really interesting. Okay, that's all for now. Bye bye.